Vanessa from the Healthy Lifestyles team. Back with you to do another little exercise session from the comfort of your own home. As you will see, all the hair's gone. I fulfilled my birthday challenge to myself and had my hair cropped for charity, and I'm thrilled that I had some amazing support and I've managed to raise £2,000 for the Trevor Mann Baby Unit and also the Florence Nightingale Hospital in Dusseldorf. So this is the new me for the time being. I'm getting used to it and hopefully you will too. So what are we going to do today? Well, we're focusing on the hips. The hips are often referred to as the junk drawer of our bodies. It's where we hold an awful lot of tension, stress and emotional baggage in our hips. And not least to say that a lot of us spend a lot of time sitting, and this can also have an adverse effect on this area of the body. So we're going to be using the mat today, or the floor, carpet will suffice. And I've opted for bare feet, but you can go into trainers if you so desire. And another item that you may find useful is if you've got hanging around at home, maybe you've got a yoga belt. This isn't a yoga belt. This is actually leftover from my years of kickboxing. It's a grading belt, but this will just suffice for what we need it to do. Or you can have a towel, okay, but that will be quite useful. So have one of those to hand. Just check in with yourself. Are you good to exercise today? Are you feeling well? It is very hot, so you'll notice that we've gone for a stringy t-shirt today because way too hot for the branded t-shirt. But if you feel okay and we're good to go, let's get situated on the mat. So I'm going to take a sideways position and just focusing in to begin with on pressing the feet down into the mat, lifting my chest up and just lengthening through the spine. So nice tall posture, lifting up through the head, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again. Now from here, I'm going to take it down to the mat. So we're going to come forward, bring the arms forward, and then just pressing down through the feet, lifting up through the chest. I'm going to come down towards the mat. Let's make it a little bit of a challenge, so you could just hold your body weight all the way, keep your head up, keep your chest up, until eventually, oh, you've gone down to the mat. Okay, just going to move forward a bit. So, let's just take a moment, just lengthen the left leg to the left side of the mat, right leg to the right. I want you to press your head down onto the mat and tuck your shoulder blades under. And then pressing hands down beside you on the floor. Just take a moment to take a nice in-breath and out. One more time. So from here, we're just going to bend the knee and pop the foot on the floor. Okay, feet in line with hips, toes pointing forward. We're going to do some pelvic tilts to begin with. So it's a really subtle move. I'm just going to move my right hand away so that you can see maybe what's going on. So I'm just going to be tilting the tailbone in towards my tummy. So it's a really small move. Take that away. So away. So I now got a slight arch in my back, so I can actually get my hand underneath my back and then tilt back in towards my body. So back is now flushed with the mat. One more time, tilt forwards, arching of the back. And then release. We're now going to do a little supine twist. So the knees are just going to drop down to one side. And then I'm looking over the opposite shoulder. And if you want to, pop your hands out to the side. So we're keeping it nice and simple to begin with. Looking over the opposite shoulder. One more time either side. Okay, lovely. And let's just draw the knees in towards the tummy. So you can lift one at a time, or you can bring both up and just give them a little hug. Hug them into your chest. You could use your hands on your knees to just roll round on the lower base of the spine. Okay, you know your own body, so whatever feels good for you. It might be that you just want to rock the knees front and back a little bit. It may feel comfortable to just allow the knees to drop out to the side, using your hands just to navigate and open up through the hips. So just breathe into it, nothing fast, nice and slow. Feel where the tightness is. Okay, with knees, both knees into the chest, just extend one leg to the floor, it doesn't matter which leg. And then I want you to press down through that leg onto the floor, so really feel connection. Using the other leg with the hand, just open up the knee towards that shoulder. So I'm on my right side, so my right knee is going over towards my right shoulder. And then come back, and then we'll swap to the other side. So my right leg goes down, I press down and engage into the mat, I flex my toes in towards my tummy, opposite hand onto my left knee, and then I'm just opening up towards my left shoulder. So be careful not to tilt from the other side of the body, so keep the right side, I'm on my left leg at the moment, so keep the right side connected with the mat, press down through the thigh. That's lovely. And then bring both legs down to the mat. Take hold of your band or your towel or whatever item you have got, and we're just going to unravel it and then place it around 1 foot. Okay, so mine isn't elasticated, but it doesn't really matter so much. It's a nice long band. So I'm flexing the toes in towards the tummy. I'm keeping my foot on the floor for stability with my knee bent on my left side, and flushing my back with the mat. I'm just going to use the band to ease the leg in towards my tummy. So you can see my elbows are nicely tucked on the floor beside me, and I'm just using the band to accentuate the stretch. Now if you want to heat things up a little bit more, the opposite leg can lengthen to the mat. You can really feel that a little bit more now, it's a bit more heat. I could take the band in the same hand as the leg that I'm stretching, and then just allow the leg to come out to the side. Now don't overdo this, because we don't want to overcompensate by moving the opposite leg off the mat. So press down through what is my left leg.
I'm pressing down through that onto my left side of my mat, and then I'm just allowing the right leg to come out to the side. Oh, that's a very nice picture of my foot. Bring the leg up a little bit further towards the head. And then gently come back. Now try not to use the band to come back. Use the strength in your leg. Okay, use the strength in your leg. Swap hands. Again, root down through the opposite leg, the leg that's in connection with the mat, and take the leg across the body. So supine twist. Now this time the hips are going to roll over. That's a lovely stretch. Again, use the strength in your leg to come up. So don't use your arms, don't use the band. Use your leg to come back up. And then we swap. So however you want to swap your legs over. Take that one out, drop it down to the floor. We start off with a bent knee. Okay, get yourself situated. So I'm resting my elbows nicely beside me, tucked into the side of the body, using my band just to gently ease my leg in towards my body. So a nice stretch into the hamstring. So there's a slight bend in the knee, as you can see, so we're not locking the knee out. Slight bend to protect the knee joint. That's it, ease it a little bit further if you can. So there should be no hanging on for dear life. You're just using the band just as a little bit of assistance. Again, lengthen through the leg that's on the floor. So press down through the foot, press down through the thigh. Same hand, same band, and then open. So again, don't compromise. This hip stays on the floor. There's no rolling over. The hip stays down, the leg opens up. So don't try to get it to the floor unless you can do so without bringing the hip up. Flex the toes in towards the head, press down through the leg on the mat. Breathe. And then up we come. So again, use the strength in your leg. Swap hands. The leg travels across the body. A supine twist. Over we go. And look over the opposite shoulder. That should feel really nice. Again, use the leg, up we come, so it's really loose the band. I'm not using the band to bring my leg up. And then we can release the band and pop it to one side. Okay, so we're now going to do a stretch for the piriformis, and we'll pop in the foot onto the opposite knee. So from here, firstly, I've got my foot on the knee and I'm just going to press my knee that's bent away. So I'm just encouraging a little bit of opening, pulling my belly button back to my spine, nice flat back. Okay, now this might be enough for you, but if you want to, you can thread your hands in between your legs, so we're lifting up, or you could lift the leg up and rest your head on the floor. So whichever works for you. Again, don't hold on for dear life, it's just about assistance. And then the ultimate might be to extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Okay, press the heel away, toes in towards the tummy. And then slowly unravel. So it's all about just working nice and slow. Drop the foot down and then swap to the other side. So we send the knee away first, so just a little bit of movement in the hip. Okay, so the aim isn't at this point to actually do a crunch, so we don't really want to come into that position. So we'll lift the foot off the floor, loop the fingers through, just as a little bit of assistance. And then we've got this lovely stretch coming all the way down here. And then extend, toes in towards tummy, heel away. And then relax, unravel, and bring the legs back down again. Okay, just take a moment to take some nice deep breaths in and out. So we're going to just build on that stretch now. So I'm going to take both feet over to the left side of my mat. So I'm angling towards the left side of my mat. Take my arms out to the side, pop the foot back on top of the knee. So I'm on the left side of the mat, the left leg comes up and it goes onto the right knee. And now we just twist and drop down to the right side. So this is a really lovely stretch, which will also help the back, the sciatic nerve. Look over your opposite shoulder. Just relax into it and breathe. Up you come. And then we unravel, and then we'll go over to the other side of the mat, to the right side of the mat. So right side of the mat, right foot up, and then drop down to the left hand side, looking over your opposite shoulder. Okay, so your foot may not get to the floor, that's no problem, but just relax into it, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. So ideally you'd repeat each of the stretches 3 times, or pick certain stretches that you like that work for you. It's just giving you a selection of what you can do. And then slowly come back. Okay, we're going to transfer onto our tummies, and you're going to need the band to hand again. So coming over on your mat or on the floor, over into a prone position. So readjust your clothing if you need to. All right, so we're going to do a stretch for the quads, and you can use your band to help you do this. Okay, so looping the band around the foot, and then I can just use the band to allow me to stretch the quads. Obviously we could do this stretch standing if that's more comfortable. Breathe into it. When that stretch reflex clicks in, you won't be able to stretch any further, but if you keep breathing, you may be able to extend the stretch a bit more. And then release. Okay, so ideally we would do that on the other side. I'm not going to repeat it on the other side, for looping it over my foot is quite challenging. So we're going to come into a seated position now. So I'm just going to lift up and pop the band to one side, which is currently hooked over my foot. There we go. Okay, So let's just go back into a nice child's pose just to relax. And then you can pop the hands beside you. It may feel more comfortable for you to do extended child's pose, so putting the toes together, knees out, and then stretching the arms forward, whichever works. But just allow the bottom to become heavy, sinking down. And then up we come. Okay. Come back into a nice flat back position. So situate the hands below the shoulders, the knees below the hips, and then just a little spinal flexion, dropping the belly down, sucking the belly up, tilting the head in towards the tummy. Lovely. That feels really good. One more time. And then neutral spine. Breathe. And then make your way to a seated position. Okay, so it might be that you want to sit against a wall, okay, to just help you to get a nice flat back. Just however you feel comfortable. You might want to have your legs extended out. So we'll do a little stretch for the QL muscle, which is around about here at the back of the hips. And we're just going to send the arm up and over the head. So up and over, stretching out. Now you might want to support yourself. So just popping one arm down, lift the chest, look up, look forward. And then to the other side. So again, pop the arm down for support if you want to, lift the arm up. Chest up, look forward. It's so incredibly hot. I feel really hot. Okay, keep breathing. And up we come. So just a little bit more on that. We could take the arm into the same position, but this time the lower arm is going to go across the body and the upper arm is going to go up. Press down through those knees, through the glutes. Really feel that connection to the floor. And then over nice and slow and to the other side. And up. Okay, one of the last stretches we're going to do then is the butterfly stretch. So we're just bringing the feet out. So soles of the feet together, and it doesn't matter if they're out here, whatever works for you. Okay, soles of the feet together. Use the elbows on the inside of the legs just to ease the legs down. Push the chest forward. Okay, lifting up nicely through the top of the head. So we're not scrunching down through the spine, we're lifting. And we're just encouraging that inner thigh stretch. and then just gently ease off. Okay, just sit how you feel comfortable. Sit up nice and tall, and then just take a moment to allow all of that work to settle. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Lifting up through the spine. One last time. Okay, so brilliant. Okay, we've got to the end of this week's video, and as we said, it was all focusing on the hips, trying to relieve some of that emotional baggage that we keep in our so-called drawers, our junk drawers of the hips. So give it a go and see how you get on, and hopefully I will see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.